Hello, folks. Welcome to Morning Coffee with Mad Dog Murph. These eyes are not open very far for a reason. I am just not really awake yet. But here we are in the doghouse. Let's see what we got going on the channel today, shall we? Welcome to Morning Coffee. Mad Dog Murph today.
Got our French roast this morning again.
No wonder I'm a big fat guy. I mean,
And then
holy
they
cow.
I always had a schmear.
So he's probably going for bagels. His friends do.
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that?
So today's shout out goes to a channel called Gordy's. I believe it's Gordy's. Geo. I've got it written down here. Geordie. Gordy's or Gordy Crafts. I would have chosen a different name, young lady. This gal, wow, I came across her. She was doing some terrain, a terrain tutorial. And looking at her techniques, she's got a couple of techniques that I haven't tried that actually make a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to try them. But she does some really, really neat crafting dioramas. not all military subjects and that, just really cool crafting dioramas. She's got one that's really neat with a lighthouse and a kraken and a ship. Here's the thing about her. First of all, you would not looking at her, you wouldn't even think, crafting as far as modeling type of person. Okay. Just being judgmental. She's not hard on the eyes at all. But let me tell you, she does some amazing work, but she's one of these, what I call the new wave modelers, in that they're really into technology. She does a lot of work on her computer. She does 3D printing. She has her own lathe. She does some really, and that's the thing, the 3D printing really is the future in modeling. I'm going to have to get on that bandwagon one of these days and get me a 3D printer. But she 3D prints all of these different things that she puts in her dioramas, and they are stunning. But the concept of the diorama and the groundwork she does is also very, very good. And like I say, I've learned some things that I'm wanting to try out. So check out her channel, Gordy Crafts. I'll put a link in the description and check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Well, I hope that you folks like that piece that we did on the T95, which is here. So the T28, T95, M28, whatever you want to, however I wanted to put it. What I was trying to do is in World of Tanks, they've got a T28 on the tech tree, and the next after that is the T95, which has the 4 tracks. The T28 is supposed to as well, but in the game, they don't have it. And I was looking at it. Ooh, that's kind of neat looking. I agonized over that 90-ton weight of the tank and thinking, how on earth would that get around? And the anemic speed that it had because of the underpowered engine. I mean, the same engine that was used in the Pershing, they used in that T28. Not even 1,000 horsepower. It's like, yeah, that's not going to work for a 90-ton tank. Duh. But anyway, what I wanted to do was the what if we had gone to Operation Downfall, because, that's a big thing for me. And we had still needed to knock out a lot of, big, heavy bunkers like we were needing to do for the Siegfried Line, why this tank was developed to begin with. When I saw that there was a kit that had the 155 millimeter gun, I'm like, I'm sold. I got to do that. I got to put it on this, T28, and I got to make it look like the invasion of Japan, because it fits right in with that whole thing that I'm doing. Okay, so it just evolved, and I didn't want to paint it the exact same way that Andy from Andy's Hobby Headquarters did a build of that T95. We'll call it the T95 because that kit has the 155 millimeter gun. The T28 had the 105 millimeter gun, the kit, and I wanted the 155. So I got the kit. I watched his tutorial, which Andy does a great job with his builds. If you haven't seen Andy's Hobby Headquarters and his builds, check out some of his builds. But the way he did the tank and then painted it, I thought he did a great job. I didn't want to copy that exactly, but I wound up pretty close because it was the look I was after. So, sorry, I don't mean to copy somebody else's stuff, but anyway, in Europe, they had used the logs kind of to protect the sides against things like Panzerfaust and whatnot. So I thought, well, in the Pacific, we're definitely going to need to do the same. We really needed some skirting over the wheels, and maybe someday I'll get to that. I haven't done that yet. Wanted to mud it up just a little bit, because if it got too muddy, this thing wasn't going to go anywhere. Even with the sides off, it was still 60 tons. But making believe that they actually put something like a Continental engine in it, which they could have. They could have had over 1,000 horsepower power plant in this tank if they had so chosen to go that way. So that's how I decided to build it. And for me, it was a fun build, and it's going to be a fun part of that collection. So I hope you guys liked it as well. And then we did the Racer's Wedge, and obviously some folks like that, it's had a lot of views. So thank you for checking that video out. My friend Dave got that off of Amazon. He used my link, by the way. He used my link on Amazon, which didn't cost him any extra money. All it did was it gave me a slight commission from Amazon for, providing a link. So thanks, Dave. And he got that cool Racer's Wedge. I have built the wedge part before because it came in another kit that I had. I don't recall if I put it on a chassis. I don't think I did. And here's the worst part. I'm not sure where it is. It's in one of my many boxes that we still need to go through. So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But anyway, I hope that's something you guys liked. Not sure what we're going to do on the channel this week for the kit hoarder stash. I do have some livestock that we might review that kit and actually build that. So we'll see. But we'll see what. Okay, so for tomorrow's main show, we went to the train show up in Ogden, the Hostlers train show, Mark and I, for the first time in, 3-4 years. It's been a while since we've been. We went right before they shut everything down in 2020. So we were there, and like a week later, everything was closed up and people couldn't go anywhere. So this year we went, checked it out, and we'll take you folks along and show you what we saw. And that's tomorrow's show. So for the railroad folks, hopefully you guys will like that. So speaking of railroad and speaking of, organizing and whatnot, this is going to be going away. Because, first of all, yesterday was daylight savings time, meaning that it gets dark an hour later. So it's been the sun goes down about 20 after 6:30 right now, this time of year here. Now it's going to go down at 7:30. And I am one of those advocates that says, just leave things alone, leave it year round, to heck with this time change, because I don't like the time change back and forth. It really does goof with my system. Okay. A lot of people it does. And their sleep and their work. I mean, it's just a freaking disaster. Leave the time one time, year round. Okay. But where I vary from that thought is if it's standard time, because I hate standard time. Getting dark at 4:30 in the dead of winter. No, thank you. Okay. But that extra hour of light, it's huge. It's huge for me to be able to get things done that I need to do. So instead of 6:30 now, it'll get dark at 7:30. That means I've got some evening time, not long before the kids go down to sleep, but now they'll have time to play outside and, get all that energy out. And I will have more time out here to get stuff done. So with that in mind, it's starting to warm up. It's been in the 40s. In fact, it was up to like 52 yesterday. We're getting rain instead of snow. Possible flooding, but I won't go into that yet. We are getting warmer, which means I can spend more time out here. So yesterday, I spent a few hours out here doing some projects. Today, I'm going to work on some more, getting some more things finished up. And next week, I'm going to start taking things apart here. Now, I've decided I'm going to keep the shelf layout, but I'm going to modify it. I'm going to highly modify it. I want to get it back to the 1880s. So I'm going to take things off that are not in line with that. I'm going to have to raise an area here so that now the trains can be raised. I still need to be able to have my paints nearby, but I want to still be able to run a train. So I'm going to engineer that. We're going to make some changes behind me here. I've got a bunch of models that I need to get out and go through and either sell or, find a good way to organize them. Because I got stuff back there I really don't even know I have. And there's some things that just need to go away. It's time to thin out and clean out and do some spring cleaning. So that's what Mad Dog's going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. And when we emerge on the other side, we're going to start putting back together the layout. So stay tuned. When I was at the train show last week, there was some really neat ideas in modular layouts that definitely have inspired me to some things I really want to do here. I do still have my very long trains like my Zephyr, my American Freedom train, which I'm going to start working on again. I'm starting to compile pieces for it. I just don't know where I'm going to display them because the American Freedom train's about 22 feet long. The Zephyr is a good, 15, 16 feet long. So I'm not sure where I'm going to display them just yet. We'll cross that bridge eventually. But for now, just know that we're going to have this, hopefully sometime in April we'll be done. Let's hope. But we're going to try and get this back to a functional area, which right now the building area is functional, but I want to have a running train for my little guys to be able to come out here and see. So that's the plan. That's what I'm doing. And busier than a one-legged man at a butt-kicking contest, trying to get that done and balance everything else I got going, especially now that the weather's getting just a little bit better. I've got some work to do on the truck. Obviously not going to go camping next weekend like I wanted to do because it's just too dang cold. So, but we've got plenty of adventures coming up this year, trust me. So I'm going to get back to my coffee. You folks can get back to doing your fun, whatever you got planned today. I hope it's a great, great day for you. Don't forget to hit up the show tomorrow and check out the train show that was in Ogden. And we will see you folks this next week. Have a great week.